Hi, I'm Mitchell Coyle, and I want to pursue a career in travel photography. And however, I've never truly understood how to begin this and get into this profession. So for the past 10 days, I've been here in Chile and Argentina with Brendan Vanson and Thomas Heaton on the Patagonia workshop. And unfortunately, Thomas had to leave early, so we only got this guy here.
You're stuck with me.
So I've decided to sit down with Brendan and see if he can fill in some of the gaps that I've been missing in getting into this profession. So let's kick it right off. Brendan, can you briefly explain how you got into photography?
I got into photography because I was a travel writer. I was just trying to find anything in travel. I just wanted to travel. So I started as a travel writer, and I was writing articles for newspapers and magazines and whatnot. The clients started saying you need to take better photos. We need photos to go with your work. In the past, there used to be a travel photographer and a travel writer, and then the two would combine. But as budgets kind of got constrained, everybody just needed to be both, and I needed to be both. And so I picked up a camera. I learned the advanced techniques of photography, and then eventually I decided I liked taking pictures more than I liked writing. So I ended up just being a photographer.
Got it. So when you started, you went to school for something different, and then how'd that transform into being a photographer?
I think that it's really important that everybody gets some sort of career of some sort, or some sort of education of some sort.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be photography. In fact, I honestly think photography school might be a bit of a waste of time and money. But I think that anybody should go to university, go to college, just to have that experience, because the college experience is just awesome. And you learn so much about life. You learn about how to make arguments, how to make business plans. You learn about budgeting. You learn about creating debts. You learn about all these things that seem terrible, but they actually are really great life skills.
Okay.
So I think that it's really important. So I studied politics and geography, and they obviously didn't transfer. I spent 6 years in university, but I don't think I get to where I am now unless I go to university, even if that doesn't make sense.
Okay, so like for somebody like me, I started college this year, and I was in environmental science, and that was awful. So I switched to fine arts, aka photography, and that just, like you said, has kind of been a waste of time and money for me because I know all the stuff, not to brag, but I know all this stuff already. So, like, is it a good thing for me to take off from school maybe for a year or so, reevaluate, travel, get into the photography business, and if that works out, do I need to go back?
I started in kinesiology. I wanted to be a basketball coach.
Yeah.
Then I was in sociology. Then I was in criminology. Then I was in something else in between. I was then in politics and geography. So I went through 5 different majors before I found the ones. On top of that, I worked as a bicycle courier. I worked as a shoe salesman. I worked as a bus driver. I worked as a lumberjack. I worked in agriculture. I did like 12 jobs to get me to the point that I figured out some direction at least. And absolutely, if you don't know what you're doing or what you want to do, take a year off.
Yeah.
But don't focus on business. Focus on traveling, building a portfolio,
100%.
Exploring, and trying to find some sort of direction.
Okay.
I went to Central America.
Yep.
I took a gap semester because I didn't know what I wanted to study. And I was traveling, and then I realized Latin America is really interesting. Latin America has all these really cool history and cool politics, and I think that it kind of gave me direction, because when I got home, I was like, I want to learn about the politics and why this happened here in Latin America. And then I got my direction for the next 4 years, and then it kind of turns like that. So, yeah, take time off. If you don't know what you want to do with your life, try things. And don't be afraid to fail at things. Fail all the time. Fail at school, fail at travel, fail at life. Just be sure that you use it as a lesson and then carry it on.
Got it. So from university onwards, who do you start reaching out to, and once you became a travel blogger, how did that turn into a business? Who did you start reaching out to? Who reached out to you? Stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's pitching, and I've done a couple of videos about pitching.
Okay.
Pitching is such an important thing, and it's it's about creating a work. You have your work, what you can do, and then trying to find people that want that work. So it's
How do you find those people?
You think.
Okay.
It sounds crazy and
Yeah.
it seems like the simple answer, but you think, who needs images?
Okay.
So if you're in travel, who's
Yeah.
going to need images of travel?
Yeah.
It's tourism boards, it's tour companies,
Okay.
it's anything. And nowadays it's really easy. It's airlines, you know?
Yeah.
And so what do? You go, okay, I'm going to Turkey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend a month in Turkey, or I spent a month in Turkey. I'm going to Google now Turkish tour companies or
Okay.
Turkish, and that might not be the greatest example because
Yeah.
Turkish tour companies are probably not going to buy a whole lot of images. But you're in Alabama or wherever you are in the
Yeah.
whole world, and you're searching, and you got this amazing resource in front of you in Google. You search tourism boards and tour companies and airlines,
Okay.
and
Just
then
send them emails.
you're sending emails saying with like low res files.
Yeah.
Or a
examples.
link saying, check this out, this is my work,
Okay.
this is what I want to do. You need to have a specific target
Yeah.
and plan to it, but pitching is just, it's a mission, and at first it's incredibly demoralizing because in 1 year I sent 2 pitches a day for an entire year, and I think I ended up sending 1,000 pitches that year, and I only got maybe 10 yeses from a whole year.
Okay.
But
so
that
it's a lot
10
of hard work and
yeah.
over and over repetitive stuff.
And of those 10 jobs, though, you can kind of start to build a network. And then
Okay.
over the years, you got those 10 jobs, you've now got 10 clients, you've got 10 people that you can do things with in the future.
Okay.
And then the next year, it might be 10 more. And then all of a sudden, you build this network full of people you can count on whenever you need money to say, hey, I got a project
Yeah.
in Alberta that I want to do, this is my idea. And then they go, okay.
Okay.
I think I've never done a project for Nat Geo.
Yeah.
But anybody that I know, my friends that work for Nat Geo, they say once you get the foot in the door with Nat Geo,
Yeah.
they're always saying, what's next?
Okay.
What's next? What's next? What's next? So it's about getting your foot in the door, and to do that, you got to get your name out there.
Got it.
Yeah.
So spread yourself as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that you had was a big income for you as you started was stock photography. So could you explain that a little bit more and how to get into that as the same and tips for that?
Yeah, so stock photography sucks.
Yeah.
There's no way around the fact that stock photography sucks.
Okay.
When you're doing micro stock, you're sending in a lot of images, getting very little in return. But what it does is it gives you a little bit of income
Yep.
to get going. It just kind of, any business just kind of needs something to just start it flowing, get
Okay.
something going. And stock photography, I used to upload, I don't do it very much anymore because it sucks and I don't really need it anymore. But Shutterstock, iStock used to be good, now owned by Getty, so less good. But Shutterstock, by far the best. Fotolia, also good. And uploading there, you might earn like only $100 or $200 a month.
But still,
But you
it's
start to
something.
think, oh, that's my gas money for all my photo excursions.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just something to cover something of the cost. And then later on, you might start getting a couple more bits of income.
Okay.
So stock photography might seem like a pain, and it is a pain, but it's a good starting point. The other really important thing about stock photography for me is because they're so strict on like how you need to submit images and how the quality of the images, I became a much better photographer because I knew these images are getting rejected. So why are they getting rejected?
Okay.
And the ones are getting accepted, why are they getting accepted? It kind of taught me how to become better and better and better. So I think it's an important stepping stone.
Got it. So what characteristics does someone need to make it as a travel photographer? What personality traits, what stuff like that? What do you think?
The only thing you need to do is like be hardworking.
Okay.
It's literally the only thing. You
Yeah.
have to be willing to shoot all the time. And I think that it's something that's really important that I don't show on my channel at all or very little, is that you got to be willing to shoot more than just one shot an episode or 2 shots a day. You have to constantly be thinking, what can I do? So when I started in travel photography, I was shooting all day. Now I'm shooting maybe once a day.
Yeah.
I can be a little bit more calm with it. But when I was starting, I was waking up pre-sunrise, shooting sunrise. Then I'd go to a market, shoot the market. Then I'd go and shoot some food at a restaurant.
Okay.
Then I would go out in the afternoon and shoot some museums. Then at sunset, I'd go out and shoot more at the sunset. And then at night, I'd go find some nightlife to shoot.
Yeah.
And being a travel photographer, you can't just shoot those 2 or 3 hero images every day and be happy, because those images sell, but what sells more are nightlife, food, basic travel stuff. So yeah, I guess it's just hard work. It's being willing to just go out and shoot and work all day, every day, and then not give up, because it does take years and years and years.
Okay.
to get to a point. It took me 5-6 years of shooting before people started taking me serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So another trouble for me is getting my work out there. So how do I get recognized as a photographer and spread the word and show people my work and examples and everything like that?
Social media.
Social
And
media.
if you don't have any money, social media is the...
Social media?
There's always like the old adage of time equals money, time is money. And if you don't have any money to market yourself, you need to spend time.
Okay.
And the way you can spend time is on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever you can to market your own work.
Okay.
You market your work to some people, your friends even, your friends see it, they start sharing it with other people, and it snowballs. Social media is kind of a pain too, because it starts out so small and it feels like you're not making any progress and you're just slogging away at it, but it is a snowball, and as it picks up steam, it can really start to generate power. You got to remember too, man, you're young. You're what, 18, right?
Yep.
When I was 18, I was a dropout in college. You know, like, and I had no photography skills. I had no skills. I had 0 social media followers at all. 0. You have like this massive head start on all this stuff.
That's true.
So I think that it's really important not to try to think so far in the future.
Okay.
Try to just keep flowing and seeing where things go and
Okay.
keep working. Yeah.
So, along with that, so since everybody has a phone nowadays, everything is saturated because of all the people out there with cameras and taking photos of everything.
Yeah.
So how do you stand out as a photographer beyond the iPhone shots and beyond the everyday person snapshots?
You have a niche.
You have a
You
niche.
do something that's better than everybody else.
Okay.
You do one thing that everybody else goes, oh, that's the style of shot I want to do.
Okay.
Whether it's architecture or travel or wildlife, you kind of, Paul Ziska is always the greatest example of this. He's a night sky photographer from Canada, and he's one of the best in the world at taking pictures of the sky. But not only that, but he's always included a person in his frame. And he's one of the first people to really not only just have a dude standing there with a head torch, but a guy climbing or playing hockey or doing all these things at night. And because he became so good at that specific niche, night sky photography with people in it, he got picked up everywhere because people in Namibia are going, oh, we would love photos of Namibia like this. And so to stand out, you have to do one thing that's really, really good.
Okay.
Andy Parkinson's other great idea on Instagram. He does wildlife photography and he just does it better than everybody else. Just really, really low depth of field stuff. And find a niche, get really, really good at it, whether it's underwater, night sky, whatever it is.
Okay. So what do you think your niche was when you first started?
Like I didn't have one.
Okay.
And that's always been my battle. That's why it's always taken me longer to get through everything, because I never had a niche. I'm a generalist. I'm very average at everything.
Yeah.
Or good at everything. And that kind of, it works in my favor because I can shoot anything. I can adapt to any sort of client needs. But from a growth standpoint, it was hard. The only reason I grew on social media, I think, is because I was one of the first people doing this.
Okay.
Like I was on Instagram when it started,
Yeah.
you know, like I've been around for ages. I've been battling, and that's why I look so tired and grizzly.
Okay, so that's mostly what I got.
Nice.
So, any more advice? Random, general knowledge, inspiring words, happy thoughts?
Happy thoughts is that anybody can do this.
Okay.
Anybody can do this with hard work.
Got it.
I've seen in this industry, and I won't name names, I've seen in this industry some very untalented people survive, and not only survive, but thrive and create huge businesses. Very untalented, but they work hard, and they know how to market, and they push themselves. And I've seen very incredibly talented people, phenomenal photographers, some of the best I've ever seen, not go anywhere because they don't have that same drive or marketing know-how. So just work hard. And don't be afraid to fail. I mentioned it earlier, but failure is a part of the process, and the people that fail the most are the ones that are the most successful. So keep failing, keep working hard, and you'll get there.
Okay, sounds good. So, well, that's my time with Brendan. So, thanks for having me. Thanks for having you. Okay. I hope this helped anybody who is watching, and I'll put Brendan links of his YouTube, his Instagram, all in the description. And stay tuned for some awesome content coming up here from Patagonia. And yeah, that's basically it. So we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.
There you go.
Yes.
So that's it. Patagonia is officially over. Going to the airport in about 15 minutes, and yeah. Then we're heading home. Got about 24 hours of travel, 20 hours of travel, something ridiculous. And yeah, thanks for having me, Patagonia. I just want to say a big thank you to Brendan and Tom and the entire tour group, because this tour group was just fantastic. Everybody was awesome. We all got awesome photos. Everybody was happy. We were laughing all the time. Me falling into water like 3 or 4 times. It was just fantastic. And I really enjoyed it. So I highly recommend this trip to anybody who wants to come back. And yeah, that's it. So we'll say goodbye to Brendan out in the lobby in about 10 minutes, and then we'll head to the airport. So yeah, see you later, Patagonia. Peace.
Oh man, I'm tired. Whoa, Mitchell.
Bye, Greg.
Goodbye, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
It was a
Visit
great
you
trip.
sometime soon.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, Europe, definitely.
Maybe it'll be back here
Oh.
in South America, but probably in Europe. Hey, look who it is.
Here's some money, Mitchell.
Oh, thank you. I always take some
I don't
money.
get that kind of treatment. What's up with this?
Shit.
Good news. The rental car return date is tomorrow.
Wow. So you still have the rental car, but you're putting me in a taxi.
Perdón. Yeah. Yes, we still need the taxi.
You guys gonna vlog on vlog right now? Is that what's gonna happen?
Vlog,
I'm not vlogging.
Hell yeah.
I'm not vlogging though. I'm just pretending.
Wow.
Pretending for camera.
That's so sad.
Let's go.
We're going?
I'll see you outside.
Oh, okay, wow. I feel so special.
It's only for the camera.
It's only for the camera. Just the vlog.
Oh, are you tired, Mitchell?
Not too bad. I got like 7 hours last night.
Nice.
First time I got 7 hours all trip.
You worked hard, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did great, dude.
The only reason I'm super hard on you, and I was harder on Mitchell than anybody else, is you got potential, man.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
Anyways, get in the car.
Oh, I don't want to get in the car. Bye, guys.
Bye five. Bye high five.
See you guys later. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man.